are currently 19 days left in Season 2 of the finals, after which Season 3 will be taking its place. Now, we already have a teaser for Season 3, which is this image here, and it says reboot required. I don't really know what this means, but it's probably the first of many teasers Embark will be sharing with the community, so we'll probably get a better idea of what's to come in Season 3 later down the line. In fact, we'll probably get some info about Season 3 at the start of the Summer Games Fest on June 7th, as well as a potential look at Arc Raiders 2, which is Embark's other extraction shooter game. For now, though, I'd personally like to talk about what my ideal buffs, nerfs, and changes for the final Season 3 would be. I've been playing the game since the betas, and I've reached Diamond 4 in every season. I've been playing the game for so long that I remember when the FCAR didn't have a scope. So for starters, the light is going to need a buff. It's really not very usable in ranked, and the heavy and medium are just much better options. So I think instead of nerfing pretty much everything on the other classes, it'd be easier to provide a base buff to the light instead, or at least something like a HP buff, or a buff to how long it takes to health regen, or even some type of a lifesteal mechanic to make them last longer. These are just a few ideas, but something definitely does need to be done to the light class to put it more in line with the others. The second thing I'd like to see in general is buffs, and not so many nerfs. I think the gunplay now feels worse than it did in the betas. Recoil patterns and visual recoil are a very roundabout way of nerfing things, and since the betas, both of these have been getting harder for all of the full auto weapons. The AKM, FCAR, and the Lewis gun all feel much worse now than they used to. So much so that for heavy I just run flamethrower, and for the medium I'll probably use the Model 1887 or revolver, not only because those are also strong weapons, but mainly because I aim where I want to shoot, and the gun shoots where I'm aiming. The only full auto gun that feels decent to me is the XP54, but unfortunately that's for the light, and again, the light just isn't that good right now. So I don't think this is going to happen, but I would absolutely love to see it if the recoil patterns and visual recoil was made more in line with what it used to be. I think it would make the guns feel much smoother and just so much better to use in general. Another thing I'd like to see is a buff to the grappling hook for the light. This has been a very weak specialization for a very long time, so having an extra charge on it or a much faster cooldown would just be really cool, but it's definitely the weakest specialization in the game right now, and it has been for a while. So this is another one that I don't think is going to happen, but I'd love to see the C4 get a buff to go from 1 to 2 uses again. Having more explosives in a game makes the maps feel more unique, since it would be quite likely that the map would be completely different every game if more people were blowing more stuff up. Right now there's really no destruction from gadgets at all in the game. Like, yes, we have frags and mines, but you're not really going to want to use those on walls. You're going to want to use those on players. The light has breach charge, but other gadgets of theirs just offer much more than that does, so no one really runs it. And this kind of means that the only destruction you have is on the heavy, with Charge and Sam and the RPG, and less commonly, the Sledgehammer. I would just like to see more boom in the games so that the matches can have as much destruction as possible, which I think makes them more exciting, and again, it makes the maps feel more unique. Also, a buff to flashbangs would be good, because right now they really don't do anything, and maybe a buff to the visibility of smoke grenades too. Now, as for new stuff, I'd very much like some type of bow or crossbow in the game. I don't know which class this would be for, but I think it would be cool. I'd also love a DMR for the medium. I think the FAMAS was supposed to kind of be a longer range type weapon, but it didn't really work that well, I think. So an actual semi-auto marksman rifle for the medium would be cool, and it is something I know the community has been asking for a while. Another type of sniper would be cool, I think. Maybe a 50 cal sniper for the heavy that does more destruction to walls, kind of like the KS-23 would be an interesting idea as well. As for the gadgets, I'd love to see some type of sticky grenade or impact grenade. I think if medium and light had access to an impact grenade, it would kind of even out the RPG on the heavy, because they could just, start off a fight with the RPG and then suddenly you're half health. If you had access to like a gadget that could do that, then it would mean the RPG wouldn't be like so crazy overpowered. And as for the sticky grenade, maybe it would just, do extra damage if you stuck it to someone. I think the chances of some of these things getting added are higher than others, and I'm sure Embark is going to add something unique. Like in Season 2, they added the Anti-Gravity Cube and the Gateway, which are both pretty cool additions, so there'll probably be something like really unique and cool like that in Season 3. Also, there's a new map coming, so Rob from Embark on the official Discord said this at one point. Played L today on the Season 3 map, but I still preferred Heavy. L means light, by the way. Love to be the soaker for my team, so there is a new map coming in Season 3, which is no surprise since there's been one for every season so far. My favorite map is still Monaco. I like Skyway and Seoul. I don't really like Vegas, but I don't mind Cis Horizon. But so far, all of the maps do feel pretty unique. They all seem to offer something different, so I'd imagine it would be the same here, and it's probably going to be very cool. If I absolutely had to say what map I would want in an ideal world, maybe like a jungle type area or like a snowy mountain or something without many buildings and lots of like natural terrain, since that hasn't really been done yet. But I suppose we'll just have to wait for Season 3. So yeah, Season 3 is on its way. Summer Games Fest is coming up too. There's probably going to be more teasers for the finals until then, so I'll make videos on those if we get any hints at what might be coming. Lots of hype for Season 3. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.